back at Hudson High School for our second semifinals matchup of the 2024 Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League Tournament. This time around, it's the 1 seed H24 Longhorns versus Release Baseball. First pitch of the game misses outside. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at bat for Caleb Mercurio, who's had a great tournament in his own right. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. The last game saw NMC Reitenbaugh beat NMC Lusick by a score of 8-2. It was a great game for the blue side of NMC, and they'll take on the winner of this game at 8:30. They eagerly await the result. This time it's in the zone. On the mound today for the Longhorns is Casey Miller. Miller has not pitched yet this tournament. His debut, let's see what he can do for the Longhorns. Ground ball, chop foul the left side into the dugout. Mercurio, a junior at Walsh Jesuit, threw 4 innings in an 8-3 win over NMC Reitenbaugh earlier in the tournament. The pitch. Nice curve, just misses the zone, an excellent miss. And something that Release and the Longhorns will have to adapt to is the zone. It's a narrow zone. The payoff, ground ball left side, just gets past the third baseman. It's a lead-off base hit for Caleb Mercurio to get the ball rolling for Release. Welling did what he could at 3 to try and stop it, but just couldn't get a glove on it. And with the leadoff man aboard, Brevin Ward now steps in the box for his first cuts. The shortstop is a junior over at Twinsburg. Had a 2-run triple, a run, and a stolen bag in an 8-3 win over NMC Reitenbaugh earlier in the tournament. And also had a double, a triple, and 2 RBIs in the 11-2 win over the Diamond Boys. It's an 0-1 count to begin this at-bat. Miller trying to settle on in. Comes set and delivers. Ground ball back to the left side, foul once again. And a nice stop in the coach's box over at third. So in both games so far this afternoon, we've had a coach in the third base coach's box make a grounder play. The pitch. Sky to the left side, over to third. Welling goes for it and sees it hit the top of the dugout. It's going to be a matter of which team is able to play a full 7 innings, a full 2 hours, whichever happens first. That's going to be the deciding factor of these games. The tournament so far, you've seen a lot of blowouts. In the semifinals, it'd be shocking to see a game get out of hand by more than 7 or 8 runs. And an excellent pitch freezes Ward for out number 1. A nasty curve by Casey Miller gets the game underway on the right foot for the Longhorns. We saw it in the earlier game, some nice curveballs just getting into the right spot and breaking at the right time. That pitch no different. So now into the box steps Cole Kramer. Miller will set with a runner at first and deliver. Misses up and out. And another thing for Release to keep in mind here is the arm angle of the pitcher. A little less conventional, but nonetheless, if it gets the job done, that's all you can really ask for. Runner goes. As to get past the catcher, so that will be a free bag over at 2 for Mercurio. Saw how big catching was in the last game. Brady Eckert had an excellent game behind the dish for NMC Reitenbaugh, including a back pick over at 2 to end the game. Kramer now has a runner in scoring position to work with. Line left side, it's in the gap for a base hit. Rounding to attempt to score is Mercurio. There will be no play at home. He trots on in and gives Release a 1-0 lead. A nice bit of hitting by Cole Kramer and Release. That is the exact start they needed. Just a good bit of hitting finds the gap in left field. We reset, a runner at first, still now 1 away with a 1-0 lead now, as now here comes Jack Ziarko, the first baseman. The pitch. Thought about it, but holds off, and for the better, it's a 1-0 count. Ziarko, a junior at Canton Hoover. We saw plenty of players from Canton Hoover's side of things in the first game. I believe 8 on one team alone. The pitch. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut. Evens it up at 1-1. Take this opportunity to set the defense for the Longhorns. Miller on the bump, Driscoll behind the dish, Williams at first, Harrington at second, Bender over at short, Welling over at third, Plakansky, Elliott, and Garcia from left to right in the outfield. Runner goes, the throw goes wide to the right. It's a stolen bag for Cole Kramer. This is the high-paced start that Release wanted to get in this game. They come into this game as the quote-unquote underdog based on seeding a 2 seed versus a 1. But all it takes is a couple of good hits to change the game and give momentum to you before you even let the other team get an at-bat. The pitch from Miller. Smack to the left side. Foul. Had plenty of carry to it.
Stay alive, Jack. Stay alive.
With that kind of power, Miller has to be careful what he gives to Ziarko. Gar's seen a plethora of home runs in a tournament, including one with Andon Bender, if I'm not mistaken. The pitch misses in the dirt. It skips past. Another pass ball gives third base to Kramer. The 2 home runs that I've seen at least, Owen Courtney of NMC Reitenbaugh and Andon Bender of the Longhorns. The 2 home runs so far in the tournament, both players, excellent high school seasons, looking to continue that into the summer league. Left center field it goes. It has plenty of carry. Is it gone? Yes, it is. It's a 2-run shot for Jack Ziarko. Sound the horn. It's a 3-0 Release baseball lead. Talk about starting with momentum. I think I said it a minute ago. Be careful what you pitch to Jack Ziarko. It's Zarko. There we go. Thank you. Looking at the roster, you have the I in there. There is no I in team, but there is in Ziarko and Zarko as well.
Now, if you're Polish, it's Jarko.
And I am Polish, so there you go.
Jarko, or you should know how to pronounce that.
Other side of the family.
No Rosetta for Polska? No.
Ground ball left side, another base hit. The rally will continue as Andrew Holcomb, an easier name to pronounce, gets a base hit. But an excellent hit by Jack Zarko. Like I said, there's no I in team, but there is in Zarko. That might be quote of the day. And now up steps Aaron Favre, the third baseman. 1 on, still 1 away, a 3-0 Release lead. Miller will come set. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. The off-speed gets him. It's a 0-1 count. Favre, a junior at Canton McKinley, continues the kind of Canton theme of this tournament. The pitch from Miller. Ground ball left side. It goes at 3 off the glove of Welling. Everyone's safe all the way around, and the rally continues. So now up steps Carter Lukens, the designated hitter, the junior at Canton Hoover, a double and an RBI in the 11-2 win over Diamond Boys. As it was in the last broadcast, the grade levels I'm going with are based off of what they will be in the upcoming school year. The pitch from Miller runs inside, gets past the catcher Driscoll, and now 2 runners in scoring position. Now we might have some potential action in the bullpen for the Longhorns. And time will be called to go and talk to Miller. This is game 2 of 3 of our triple header. You're not going to want to miss the last one. NMC Reitenbaugh won their game 8-2. They take on the winner of Release and the Longhorns. 8:30 first pitch here at Hudson High School is going to be an exciting game. 2 teams who really badly want to get this season underway with some silverware to show for it. To stay updated on all the action in the Diamond League, follow the Diamond League on Twitter. To stay updated on all of my endeavors, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and put up push notifications to be notified when we go live or upload. My goal by the end of the calendar year is to get to 250 subscribers over on YouTube. A hefty goal, but I believe I can do it. I'm trying here. Built a YouTube channel in my day already at Holy Name. I'm going to try and do the same here with my own. We'll see. And as well, this will be, I believe, in this game, the first player I've called a game for priorly, the aforementioned Bender over at Revere. That is the only player, I believe, on any of the 4 teams I've seen today that I've called a game for that I know of at least. Miller sets and delivers after the mound visit. It gets past the catcher Driscoll again, and now it's a 4-0 ball game. So the rally continues. I said it in the last game, I'll say it now. Read the down angle. Every high school coach preaches that, and that's just another example of it. So Lukens still looking to get some damage done with a runner over at third. The pitch. Missing low once again. So Lukens, like I said earlier, had a double in that win. A double would open the skies even more. Finds the corner, a nice get-right pitch for Miller. And this game is far from over. It might be a 4-0 ball game right now, but things can easily change with one swing of the bat on the other end of things. This Longhorns team, if you look from top to bottom, they have the talent to come back and win this game. Left center field it goes once again, a little less carry this time around. It stays in the park. It's a gapper. 1 run will score. Cruising on into second base is Carter Lukens with an RBI double to give Release a 5-0 lead now. Just plenty of power in this Release team, kind of reminiscent of the way that CVCA played their style. Plenty of power hitters in that lineup, and that led them to a regional appearance this year in Division II. And now up comes Nick Moore in the additional hitter. The pitch from Miller. Curveball, clips the corner. Nothing in 1 count. Very reminiscent of the strikeout on Brevin Ward. Morin, a junior at Twinsburg, 2 1/3 inning pitch, 3 hits, no earned runs, and 2 Ks in the 11-6 win over the Diamond Boys showcase team earlier on in the tournament. But as well, shout out to the Twinsburg varsity baseball team. I believe they're still cruising on in the OHSAA tournament in the Final 4. Gets past Driscoll again, and cruising on in at third base is Carter Lukens. Once again, reading the down angle. And as well, another thing to keep in mind here with the run rule. 12 after 4, 5 after 10, 8 after 6. And another thing to keep in mind with that is, because we have the same umps for all 3 games, we're going to go pretty much directly into the next game. Chop to the right side of the infield. Harrington scoops, throw to 1, is in time for out number 2. But it's a sacrifice as Lukens scores to give Release a 6-0 lead. So that will clear the bases for Logan Brown, the right fielder. So Brown, a rising junior at Buckeye, had a hit, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs and a walk in the 8-3 win over NMC Reitenbaugh earlier on in the tournament. Hits into the netting. That'll be the first time it goes near us. Almost hit the camera in the last game and had a ball escape through the netting last game as well. Miller getting back to work. Will deal. Once again, the same spot. It's Groundhog Day. The on deck circled after the buck is Jagger Dalton, the 10-hitter. It's an 0-2 count here on Brown. Miller looking to get out of the jam. Delivers. Curveball, a little bit more to the right this time, but still the same concept of the foul ball. It's consistency you need in the box, and that is exactly what Logan Brown is doing. He's making contact. He just needs to straighten it out a little bit. He's on it. If he straightens it out, he's looking for right center field. The 0-2 once again from Miller. Curveball a little bit further down the line this time, past the dugout, foul. So 4 foul tips in a row from Logan Brown. A quality at bat nonetheless, but still an 0-2 count. Miller delivers once again. Curveball, swing and a miss from Brown. Miller gets out of the jam with a beautiful curveball. We go into the bottom of the first. Release leads it 6-0. Time for the home half of the first here in Hudson. A 6-0 lead in favor of Release is your score. First pitch of the inning in the zone from Harrison Schneider. 0-1 count to begin this at bat for Zach Pacansky. It's Pacansky, Bender, and Harrington due up this inning for the Longhorns. Pacansky quickly down 0-2 in the count. Pacansky hails from Green High School, plays soccer and baseball for them, and had some good performances so far in the tournament, but he goes down on 3 pitches as Harrison Schneider is too much to overcome. It's 1 batter and 1 K for the pitcher. Takes a moment as well to talk about Harrison Schneider, a junior at Amherst Steel, a hit and 2 RBIs in the 11-2 win over the Diamond Boys. And now up steps Andon Bender, the shortstop. The pitch from Schneider. Nice curveball in the zone, 0-1 count. Schneider gets back to work. Ground ball left side. It goes on over to short. The throw across diamond is in time. It's 2 up, 2 down for the Release baseball defense as Ward finds Zarco. Now we go to Jake Harrington, the second baseman. As well, if the internet loads while we're at it, just going to do a quick little stat check. The pitch from Schneider. In the zone, 0-1 count. Going back to Bender one last time, batted .258 on the year in high school, 11 RBIs, 16 total hits, including 5 doubles, no home runs. First at bat, I believe it was, of summer. A little bit of a yard call. He's a talented player, and Longhorns have a really good player in him. So Harrington, a junior at Stowe, is their quarterback, has played a decent amount of football over the last 2 years, played mainly freshman year on varsity. So looking at his kind of statistics, if you will, I believe Maxwell said he played 9 games at quarterback as a freshman and had pretty good numbers, like 1,600 yards in 9 games. So A multi-sport athlete, including baseball and basketball on that list. A talented player, 3 walks, 2 RBIs, and 11-1 win over NMC. Plenty of talent in that young man. The pitch from Schneider. Nice curveball, freezes him to retire the side. A nasty curve from Schneider, his second K of the afternoon. End of 1 in Hudson, release, leading it 6-0. Back on in the top of the second inning here in Hudson, Ohio for semifinal 2 of 2 in the 2024 Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League tournament in the 16U age group between Release Baseball and the age 24 Longhorns. The Longhorns find themselves down 6-0. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon on SmeeSports YouTube. Now on the bump for the Longhorns, the change. Anthony McHale, a junior at green, comes on the pitch in favor of Casey Miller. In the box is Jagger Dalton, the second baseman, in for his first cuts of the ball game. Dalton, a senior at Walsh Jesuit, 2 hits, including a triple, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs in the 11-6 win over the Diamond Boys earlier in the tournament. The pitch from McHale skips past the catcher. So in the next game, the winner of this contest takes on the tough NMC Wrighton Ball. Is going to be a great game, seeing what they did in the last game. It took them a couple innings for the offense to get rolling, so that might be in favor of Release if they make it there. An excellent snag by Bender. The throw across diamond is wide. But nonetheless, what an excellent effort over at short from Andon Bender to even have a chance at it. So the leadoff man aboard, now we go back to the top. Caleb Mercurio stepping back in for his second cuts, a base hit his first time out. But there it is, Bender flashing the leather once again. McHale checking the runner over at 1, throws back, not in time. Had a couple of those situations in the first game, the closest of which was Eckert was definitely going to be out at first. What did he do? Got in a rundown, forced a bad throw, and made it all the way to 3. The throw down, an excellent chuck, is not in time. Looked like he may have came off the bag and was tagged. But nonetheless, he's safe on in at second. Still a good throw down by Driscoll. So now a runner in scoring position for Mercurio. The pitch from McHale. Nice curve into the zone. The curveball has been on point today for all 3 pitchers. even though Miller had to leave the game after the first, he still had the curveball rolling almost perfectly. Mikhail checks over the back shoulder and delivers. Curveball goes to the left side on the ground. A look back throw to one is in time. That's exactly what Welling needed to do over at 3, and is able then to make the throw across diamond to retire Mercurio for out number 1. It's the little things in baseball that make an impact. He looked down the runner, he retreated, he's still at second base. If he didn't do that, he could have easily taken 3, a heads-up play over at the hot corner. There you go. The pitch from Mikhail. Pop to the right side. First baseman going for it. Williams calls it and takes it in just on the foul line for out number 2. A nice job from Williams over there. It was a high hanger in the sun as well. Has sunglasses, which helps, but going over that back shoulder, making sure you get under it, it's not an easy thing to do over at first base. It's an easier play for the right fielder to make, but he couldn't have gotten there. It's exactly what he needed to do, and he made the play. And now 2 down, the runner still at second base for Cole Kramer to try and work with. Had an RBI single his first time up, which ended up being the opening run of the game. The pitch from Mikhail curves, finds the corner, nothing in 1 count. Maybe if he throws all curveballs, there you go. Mikhail coming set, checking over that back shoulder, will deliver. Right side, off the side of the bat, it's in no man's land, it falls foul. You hear the sigh of relief from the fans. It was in no man's land. If it fell, it would have been a bloop potential double. Saw something similar in the first game where a ball was just lined out there. A diving play went off the glove and ended up being a double. But nonetheless, it's where you put the ball in play. It's not where you attempted to. It went off the bat kind of awkwardly. But nonetheless, it's still contact. And now if he can straighten it out, release could be up 7-0. Mikhail just trying to get out of the inning unscathed. Here comes the pitch. Curveball misses off the plate this time. It's a 1-2 count now. After Kramer, it is Zarco due up next. Mikhail sets and delivers a curveball, fouled off the glove, so he'll stay alive for another pitch. Due up next inning for the Longhorns, Bischoff along with the designated hitter and Garcia. It's a 1-2 count. Can release, straighten one out, or can the Longhorns get out of the slight jam? And time called in the box. Just another reminder, the winner of this game takes on NMC Wright Ball here at 8:30 to try and win the 2024 Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League Tournament in its 19th year of existence. The 1-2. Mrs. Loeb skips past Driscoll, goes behind him just off the blue Hudson logo. And now over at third base, 90 feet away from scoring, is Jagger Dalton. It's all for the Longhorns. Bischoff, who's their leadoff hitter in the next inning, has some championship pedigree to him. We'll get to him in the home half of the second. Here comes the pitch from Mikhail. Up the gut. Falls in center field for a base hit. Dalton will score. It's a 2-out RBI single for Cole Kramer to give Release a 7-0 lead. 2 RBI singles for Kramer. Not much else you can ask of him. And now Jack Zarco, with the eye in there silently, steps back in for his second cuts. Apologies to Jack. You're still featured on calls of the game for the home run. Just don't mind us, Zarco. You're still a great player. Canton Hoover has a great player in him. Looking at this league alone, they're going to reload next year. They hit him this time. So he'll trot on over to first, 2 runners on. And now here comes Andrew Holcomb, the catcher, who singled his first time up. The Longhorns just looking to get out of the inning. Like I said before, this game is not over. The Longhorns have enough pedigree on this team to come back. It's going to need to be small incremental hits, but they can still make some noise here in the tournament. There's a reason they're the 1 seed. They went 3-1 in group play. They're an excellent team. Don't count them out quite yet. Ground ball left side goes to Bender. Chuck underhand to 2 is in time. Bender this time around is able to make the play and retire the side. Middle of 2 in Hudson. Release leads it 7-0. Bischoff, Valley, and Garcia do up in the home half of the second inning. Release leads it 7-0. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon of the semifinal in the 2024 Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League Tournament in the 16U age group. Grayson Bischoff, as I said in the top half of the inning, has some championship pedigree. Now, why is that? Let's look at his school here real quick. The dangerous Kenston Bombers. Last year, a mid-seed in Division II, I believe they were around the 11th seed, don't quote me exactly on that, who ended up then winning the state title in Division II. I believe he was on the roster and may have gotten in. May have. I apologize to Grayson if he did get in that game against Holy Name. I really do apologize. That was at the end of last year. Don't really remember much about that game besides the long drive out to Kenston and how good that team was, especially their pitcher, Georgiou, who ended up being the winning pitcher in the championship game. But he has championship pedigree to him, being a state champion. A double hit by pitch, 2 RBIs and a stolen bag in the 11-2 win in the tournament. After a tough loss to West Branch on a walk-off 2-1 in Canton, for him to go and bounce back and do that right away is impressive from him. A couple of these guys just coming off of tournament runs, rejoining their travel teams, and have already made impacts immediately. Swing and a miss outside. A nice pitch from Schneider, who has been dealing thus far this afternoon. 2 Ks to 3 batters. Schneider will set and now deliver. Ground ball up the gut. It's a leadoff base hit for Grayson Bischoff. There's a reason we say he has championship pedigree, and that's what championship pedigree can do for a player. The leadoff man is aboard for the Longhorns. And now Dante Valley, the designated hitter, steps in for his first cuts. And for the Longhorns, you really need Bischoff to score. Simple base hits, that's all you need. Little pokes at a time. Get 5 or 6 hits amount to this inning, and that will go a far way. Popped up over the left side. Fauver gets underneath it and retires Valley for out number 1. So after that pop-up, now up steps the right fielder, Jacob Garcia. He steps in for the first time this afternoon. The junior at Stowe had a base hit, a walk, and 2 RBIs along with 2 stolen bags in the 11-1 win over NMC earlier on in tournament play. Throwback a little bit wide, but snagged over at first by Zarco.
Let's go, 2-7.
NMC starting to roll back on into Hudson. The pitch. Ground ball up the gut. It could be a double play or a base hit. 6, 4, 3. An excellent double play by Release. It could have been a 6-4-3, but he said not so fast. It's a 6-6-3, but nonetheless, it retires aside. End of 2 in Hudson. Release leads it 7-0. And before we go to a full-on break, we're going to pass it on over to League Commissioner, President, whatever you want to call him, Mr. John Mengelcap, to say a few words about whatever he wants.
Sure.
I'll pass the floor over to you.
All right, thank you. Just wanted to, first of all, thank all the teams participating in our tournament this year. And I want to bring up our sponsor, Tim Lally Chevrolet. This is Tim Lally Memorial Tournament. Tim Lally, we all know him about his car dealership and everything, but he was instrumental in summer baseball in the Cleveland area. And through his son, Mike Lally, we're able to, in the Chevy Network, we're able to hold this tournament in his memory. And we're really grateful to have such a good sponsor in Mike Lally and Tim Lally Chevrolet.
Thank you. We'll hear from him probably later as well during the championship presentation after the game at 8:30. It's going to be an exciting time, so back on in a minute. Top 3 here in Hudson. Release leads at 7-0 over the Longhorns. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. McHale's first pitch runs on in via 1-0 count to begin this at-bat here on Aaron Falver, the third baseman. After him, it's Lukens, then Morin, due up this inning for the visitors. McHale, after coming into the game, has settled things down for the Longhorns, only allowing a runner to get to second base. Tanked into center field. Getting under it is Elliott. He retrieves it. It's 1 up, 1 down for the Longhorn defense. Now Carter Lukens had an RBI double his first time up, steps back into the box for his second cuts, looking to replicate what he did in his first at-bat. And as well, for those of you looking at the run rule, if Release is able to put 5 more unanswered on the board across the next 2 innings, the game would end after 4. The run rule is 12 runs after 4, 10 after 5, and 8 after 6. And as well, there is a time limit here. I believe it's 2 hours for this game, and then the championship game a little bit longer. But obviously, in the championship game, you're going to have a winner. As well, McHale going back to the curveball. That has been the pitch of choice so far in this tournament. In the semifinals, at least, a lot of curveballs finding the zone in perfect order. Hefty cut from Lukens, cuts on through. Once again, the winner of this game takes on NMC Reitenbaugh, who some of their players have started to return to Hudson to see this game and see who they'll be playing at 8:30. Misses off the plate this time around. McHale getting back to work on the bump, looking for a K. Deals. Curveball misses off the plate this time around. It's a good idea on the curveball, the way it kind of crossed the zone. It hit the right half on our vantage point and then broke out. That's exactly where he wants that pitch to be. You don't want something right over the plate, otherwise you're going to see a repeat of Jack Zarco's home run. The pitch, heater, misses low. It'll be a 1-out walk for Carter Lukens, who is perfect, 2 for 2 on reaching base. And now Nick Morin steps back into the box for his second cuts. of the afternoon's ball game. One of the few Twinsburg players on this team. Twinsburg as well, a tough year for them after the loss of their coach tragically, but in honor of him, they have had an excellent year, are still playing in the Final Four. Don't like to show too much bias, but if there was any team that pretty much anyone can root for to win a state title after what's happened, it's the Twinsburg team. Ground ball to the left side, over to third. Wellings gets it, throws across Diamond, the tag, and the step on the bag is in time for out number 2. Wellings done a nice job rebounding after the ball clipped off his glove, made 2 nice plays, and with 2 away and a runner at second, it now goes to Logan Brown, the junior at Buckeye. Buckeye, another team who had a great season. Their year ended a little bit early for their liking in the district semifinal at the hands of Kenston in a great battle that went down to the wire. I believe a 2-1 win for the Bombers in that game. Pitch from McHale. Shot foul to the left side. In the first game, a lot of the contact went to the right half of the field in foul territory. This game, the majority seems to be going to the left. McHale will take a second, checking over that back shoulder and delivers. Swing and a miss, it just dips at the last moment. So McHale's done a nice job varying up the location of his pitches. That's all you can really ask your pitcher to do. You don't want him to throw meatballs every single pitch. You want him to compete, and compete he has. McHale's next offering, curveball, gets him to chase on 1 low. There's his first K of the ball game. The nasty curve gets Brown to cut in the dirt as it retires the side. We now go into the bottom half of the third. 7-0 release lead. Welling, Driscoll, and Williams due up in the home half of the third inning for the H24 Longhorns. They find themselves down 7-0 to release baseball in this semifinal match of the 2024 Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League Tournament in the 16U age group. First pitch of the inning, swung on a miss by Welling. He starts his at-bat down, 0-1 in the count. Union Harrison Schneider on the mound has been dealing so far for relief, only allowing 1 base runner, which was via a leadoff base hit from Grayson Bischoff in the second inning. He then was retired on a 6-6-3 double play. It looked like it was going to be a 6-4-3, but over at shortstop, other plans were had by Ward, who just stepped on the bag, threw across, and retired the side. Now he's down 0-2 in the count. Welling trying to get the rally going for the Longhorns in the third. And Schneider will step on off the mound. But Amherst Steel, another team who had a solid year. They have some good pitching in this young man. Right center field it goes. Is it a gapper? Yes, it is. It falls in the right center field gap for a base hit. Welling cruises on into second base to the lead off double for the Longhorns. Here come the Hook'em Horns. Got to do the little Texas reference there, the Hook'em Horns, but nonetheless, he hooked it into right field. It gets the job done, and you're hearing some signs of life from the Longhorn fans and the dugout. If your team is out of the game, regardless of the score, there's only so much you can do to come back. If your dugout's engaged, which it clearly seems to be for the Longhorns, as pretty much everyone is up against the fence. That's what you need. A lot of times in high school and travel baseball, if you're down by 4 or 5, your dugout deflates and just sits down. With everyone on the fence, you have a chance with a 12th man right there. In this case, it's the 11th man if you count the additional hitter, and 12th if your additional hitter is not a pitcher. But now it goes to Aiden Driscoll, the catcher, looking to get an RBI. The pitch from Schneider. Swing and a miss. Misses low this time around. Driscoll, a junior at Norton, yet another team who had a solid outing in the playoffs. Nothing too crazy in their first game, just a no-hitter. Nothing crazy. In all seriousness, now shout out to Norton Athletics over the last couple of years. Their football team put 2 of their best ever seasons up in a row. To do that in a tough Division III Region 10 with Tiffin Columbian, the expected winner every year, that's just really impressive from them. So shout out to Norton. The pitch. Swing and a miss, gets him to cut. That's the 3rd K of the afternoon from Schneider, and it retires Driscoll for out number 1. Now here comes Eddie Williams, the first baseman. Williams, a junior at Stowe, 2 walks and a run in the 11-1 win over NMC. And as well, if you just tuned in, the grade levels we are giving are based off of what they will be in the next school year, not what it was in the past school year. For that, just go back a year. So all the juniors would be sophomores, seniors, juniors, so on and so forth. The pitch from Schneider. In the dirt, but blocked. Nice job by Holcomb to keep it in front of him. Talked about it with Brady Eckert in the last game. Blocking catchers are huge. If you have a good blocking catcher, and even over at third base where Williams of NMC Brighton made a nice play, you're in good shape. Right center field it goes. Sprinting for it is Mercurio. He gets it over in right center field. The play over to 3 is not in time, but a nice catch over in right field for Caleb Mercurio, moving from center field for out number 2. And another thing, positional awareness. As the game goes on, there's more and more storylines, more and more minute details that end up being deciding factors in games. Positional awareness is one of the biggest ones you could possibly have. If your center fielder knows to go out from the right field, call off the ball if it's his. That's huge. Holcomb goes low and sees it from the dirt. It's a 1-0 count. Nathan Elliott, the center fielder, is in for his first cuts. After him, it goes back to the top of the lineup. The pitch. Clips the corner. Near the center of the zone, but maybe a little bit outside. Nonetheless, it's in the zone to even it up. The Longhorns 90 feet away from scoring their first run of the game. Ground ball off the bat to the left side. It's going to be a tough play. Fauver throws low, and the scoop is there by Zarco. He makes another big play at 1 and retires aside without allowing any runs. End of 3 in Hudson. It's a 7-0 lead for release. top of 4 in Hudson. Release leading 7-0 over the Longhorns in this semifinal matchup between the Longhorns and Release, as the winner of this game takes on NMC Reitenbaugh right here at 8:30 for the championship of the Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League tournament in the 16U age group. Been a great day at the ballpark thus far. Good weather, a lot of runs. So far, 17 combined over 2 games, and this game's still far from over. The pitch. Ground ball smacked to the left side, gets under Welling's glove, and it's a leadoff base hit for Jagger Dalton, who is now 2 for 2 on the afternoon. To have this kind of production from your 10 hitter just shows how good Release is from top to bottom of this team. Release, one of the newer teams, but still a good team at that in NEO. They have really impressed so far today. Now we go back to the top for the third time. Caleb Mercurio, 1 for 2 with a ground out and a base hit to his name thus far. So far, the majority of the damage done in the first. 6 runs there and 1 in the last inning. McHale coming in after that first inning for Casey Miller, who started the game, has pitched well, only allowing that 1 run, which I believe correction was back in the second inning. Right down the middle, it's smacked into left field for a base hit. The moment that came into frame, I think everyone in attendance knew that was going to be a base hit for Caleb Mercurio. Make him now 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Now here comes Brevin Ward. In the hole is Jack Zarko, who has the home run power, as we saw earlier, and Kramer on deck, who has 2 base hits so far. This is a dangerous part of the lineup for Release. If the Longhorns can get out of this jam, that would do wonders for their confidence and may be enough to spur on a rally. Nice block by Driscoll to keep it in front of him. So 1-0 count here on Brevin Ward. Struck out looking his first time up and then popped out over to Williams his last time out. McHale comes set, delivers, ground ball, left side it goes. Step on, 3 for 1. Throw across diamond is not in time, but a nice job to get the lead runner by Welling. Sees it in the glove, steps on the bag, 1 retired. I said it earlier after he made the play that ended up making sure the runner stayed at second just by looking over. After having the ball go off his glove on an excellent effort, Welling has played an excellent game over at third. It's the hot corner for a reason. Done a nice job to handle the heat. Curveball up the gut, that's a base hit for Cole Kramer, who's now 3 for 3. Add another RBI to the list. The play at the plate is not in time. The play at 3 is, however, a nice adjustment made by the Longhorns to get the runner going for 3 to get the second out of the game. But nonetheless, a run scores to make it an 8-0 game. But if you need to get an out, you need to get the out. And they did just that, getting the runner going to 3. So it goes down as an RBI double for Cole Kramer. And now it goes to Jack Zarko. Zarko hit by pitch and a 2-run shot to his name. McHale will come set. Checks the runner and delivers. Thought about it, but holds off a good miss. It's a 1-0 count. Zarko isn't one that you just say has home run power. He hit the home run. You have to be mindful of that when you pitch to him. You can't give him too good of pitches. I don't want to say pitch around him either. Misses low, a block by Driscoll to 2-0 count. But from top to bottom, as I said after Dalton's second hit of the game, you have talent in every single spot of this team. And that's what you need to build a championship roster. And the Diamond League, pretty much every team has that. Almost hits him again. It's a 3-0 count. It just came so close to hitting him, but just curved in. The pitch from McHale. Right down the pipe. It's a 3-1 count. Zarko was most likely never going to swing. You can't blame him with a 3-0 count, see the strike, and get back to work. McHale still has a runner behind him at second base. It's an 8-0 lead for Release. The pitch curves in and misses. Hit by a pitch, walk, and a home run. Zarko has reached all 3 times, and now 2-1 with two-way leads us to Andrew Holcomb, the catcher, who's 1 for 2 on the afternoon, stepping in for his third cuts. Holcomb, the catcher, has also had a great game behind the dish blocking. If the result ends up holding, it'll be a great catcher's duel between Andrew Holcomb and Brady Eckert of NMC Reitenball. McHale comes set, checking over that back shoulder. Will deliver, runner goes. The throw will not happen. Driscoll is going to eat it as runners at the corners with a 0-1 count. So Kramer now has 2 stolen bags, 2 RBIs, 2 base hits. Actually, 2 base hits and a double as well. So 3 base hits total. An excellent game from him, an excellent game all the way around. For the Longhorns is the top of the lineup due up in the home half of the inning. The pitch misses off the plate. Once again, stay tuned after this one for our third and final game of this triple header, the championship game. The winner of this game takes on NMC Reitenball. Curveball finds the corner, an excellent delayed call, but an excellent pitch. Just broke at the right time and found that corner. McHale will come set. The pitch. Nice block by Driscoll. That prevents a run. Once again, it's the simple things in the game of baseball that make a big impact. We talk about it with the guy in the box. What about the guy behind it? He had an excellent game since the first inning. Brushed things off. Short-term memory. That's what you need as a catcher. And has gotten back on track. Curveball just missing upstairs. Started to break at the wrong time. McHale still has some work to do. After Holcomb, it goes to Aaron Fauver. The pitch from McHale. Runner goes. Left field it goes. And it falls in for a base hit. Release will now lead it 9-0, courtesy of an Andrew Holcomb RBI single. A nice crack at the bat from him. Just found the green grass in left field, just dropping in front of Pacansky. Gets the job done. Release now has what would be the quote-unquote winning run in the box for a run rule. And time called. Once again, for those of you who weren't with us when we announced it earlier, the run rule, 12 runs after 4, 5, after 5, it's 10, after 6, it's 8. Driscoll keeps it in front of him, runner goes, he had a chance to throw on the slide, is not in time. A nice job by Jack Zarko. Didn't have the best jump, but still gets the stolen bag just barely as he evades the tag. Home runs, stolen bags, what can't Jack Zarko do? Oh, as well, how can we forget an excellent pick at first? McHale's delivery, up the gut, that will score Zarko, make it a 10-0 ball game. The runner will hold over at 3. It's an RBI single for Aaron Fauver, the double-digit lead for Release Baseball. But you saw the third base coach just put up his hands as soon as he could when Andrew Holcomb tried rounding. And now time will be called for the Longhorns skipper to go and talk to his pitcher. No action in the bullpen, so it could just be a typical mound visit. We'll take this time as well to thank our sponsor, Tim Lally Chevrolet, as Mr. Mangelkamp said earlier when he was on to talk about the sponsorship. That family has done a lot for baseball in the area, coaching-wise, sponsoring, all that fun stuff. So thank you to Tim Lally Chevrolet for sponsoring the Diamond League tournament here. The 19th year they've done it. So shout out to them for all they do. I believe I tagged them as well in the post for this. So hopefully someone from Tim Lally Chevrolet is watching. If you are, shout out to you. And as well, once again, we'll be back on later for the championship game. NMC Ball takes on the winner of this contest. To stay up to date on all Diamond League action, follow the Diamond League on Twitter. To stay up to date on all my endeavors, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and on Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Put on push notifications to be notified when we go live or upload. Our goal to get to 250 subscribers by the end of the calendar year. It's a tall ask, but it's an ask I believe is attainable. Runners at the corners is a 10-0 ball game. And time will be called in the box. Carter Lukens had an RBI double his first time up and walked his last time up. Steps back into the box for his third cuts. McHale still trying to keep a close eye over at first. Will deliver. Curveball runs inside. Doesn't get the lucky bounce on the inside corner. Now 1-0 count here on Lukens. Once again, top three, Pacansky, Bender, and Harrington due up in the home half of the inning for the Longhorns. The pitch. Misses outside. Driscoll keeps it in front of him. It's a 2-0 count. And as well, once again, for those of you just tuning in, the run rule is 12 runs after 4, 10 runs after 5, and 8 runs after 6. McHale comes set, delivers. Misses upstairs, now a 3-0 count. In the on-deck circle is Nick Morin, who is 0 for 2 with an RBI. The 3-0. Fouled away. One swing in the back can make it an 11-0 ball game. Now 3-1. The runner over at first, Favre trying to get a little bit of a lead. Right foot on the edge of the grass, now a little bit past it. Runs inside. That will load the bases. Now if the base is juice, we go back to Nick Morin, who is 0 for 2. But has an opportunity for another RBI. He already has 1 to his name. And if he's able to put 2 RBIs on the board, that would be huge for release to get some rest before the next game. Curveball. It might find the gap in right center field. It falls for a base hit. 1 run will score. The bases will remain loaded. It's an 11-0 ball game. That's the first hit of the afternoon for Nick Morin. And now only 1 player in the lineup, or 2 players in the lineup, have not had a hit, and only 1 hasn't reached base. The last player not to reach base is Logan Brown. He has an opportunity to do so, and any RBI he's able to come up with would be enough to enforce the run rule if the Longhorns are unable to score in the next inning. And now it's a 12-0 ball game. Logan Brown must have heard me. That is one heck of a crack to give release the 12-0 lead they're looking for. So now we're at that magic number of 12. It still goes to the Longhorns for the bottom half of the inning. As well, we are nowhere near the time limit on the game. If this game would to flip on its head, we have until, I believe, 8 or 8:15, depending on the game actually started, to get the rest of the game in. Swing and a miss on 1 outside to no 1 count to begin this at bat on Jagger Dalton, who's 2 for 2 on the afternoon. So now 22 runs combined across 2 games today. Curveball, swing and a miss, gets past Driscoll, but over to his left. You don't need to keep it directly in front of you as a catcher, and that's something Driscoll has adapted to later on in this game. He has kind of blocked it if he can't keep it in front of him, over to his right or to his left. The one on the third end that almost got Zarco, he did a nice job of that, blocked it over to his left, and had an excellent attempt for it. Curveball, almost clipping the corner. Definitely close, but just a little bit too inside. Comes set, now the delivery. Curveball misses off the plate. McHale still trying to battle to get out of the jam. McHale will take a second to get back onto the bump. Runners at first, second, and third still. The base is juiced. Curveball, chop foul to the left side. And as well, more of NMC Wright and Boss team is rolling on in. Still not having them warm up. Would most likely, if this game ends after the fourth, see the championship game start at around 8 p.m. The pitch. Ground ball, left side it goes. Foul. So we'll see another pitch here from McHale, but good contact nonetheless from Jagger Dalton. Close to that line, just needs to even it out a little bit more. And now we have a geese flyover. We might not be fancy enough like the MLB to have a plane flyover, but why not have a geese flyover? Why not? We're fancy here in the Diamond League. The pitch from McHale. Goes in the dirt. Driscoll keeps it in front of him once again. Now I believe it's a full count, 3-2. McHale will take a second, looking over that shoulder. Runners go. Fouled into the glove of Driscoll. It's a K for McHale, his second. It retires Dalton and a side alike. We go into the bottom of the fourth. The Longhorns need to put one run on the board to keep their tournament hopes alive as they're down 12-0 to Release Baseball. We are back on in the home half of the fourth inning, and we will have a pinch hitter here for the Longhorns. It'll be Mason Stewart on to hit for Jack Pekansky. Harrison Schneider looking to get out of this game and go into the championship game. 12-0 game. If he allows no runs in this frame, then things are looking good for his Release Baseball team as they'll take on RNC, or correction, apologies here. NMC Wright and Ball. The pitch. Nice curve, misses upstairs. Now the only confusing factor of this game to be is this. Both programs of Release and NMC Wright and Ball wore blue jerseys today. One team, I believe, technically has to change their jersey. We might not play by that rule, but most occasions the jersey swap will be made, so we'll see if that happens. The pitch from Schneider. Fires the corner for strike three as he's able to free Stewart for out number one. Give Schneider 3 Ks on the afternoon. Schneider so far today only allowing the 2 hits, the double and the single. And now we go back to Andon Bender, who grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Curveball misses upstairs. After Bender, we'll have another pinch hitter will be Jaden Weirs, the junior from Cuyahoga Falls. The pitch from Schneider. Misses outside. Holcomb can't get it. Weirs in his year at Cuyahoga Falls did well. Believe only 12 games posted on Max Preps. Had around a 300 average, a little bit south of it, but still a good year from him. 4 innings pitched and an 8-0 loss earlier. It's smacked into left field, and it is in play. At least a double for Andon Bender. He will turn and go to 3. There is no contest. It's a 1-out triple. Is it inside the Parker? Yes, it is. Andon does it again. Andon Bender, an inside the park home run. Have yourself a swing, Andon. Revere, you're lucky to have that young manager shortstop for the next 2 years. It puts 1 on the board and will extend the game. We have Andon's family next to us. Is that what you're looking to see from Andon? There he is. So home runs on both sides of things. Andon Bender, what a swing of the bat. It found the gap in left field. Was talking about Weirs, and then all of a sudden you hear a crack, and boom, the ball's in left field. But ladies and gentlemen, I said earlier, Andon Bender had the talent. Wasn't making it up. I've seen it before. I saw it in the Revere playoff game. He is one heck of a player, and there it is once again. The pitch. Right down the pipe. That's out number 2. Schneider will not have a perfect game in regards to runs. 3 hits allowed today, and the game will extend. So Bender does his job, and now it goes to Grayson Bischoff, who had the first hit of the game. But an inside the park home run. It looked originally he was going to settle for 3, but he just turned and went, and that's what a leader does. The game would be over if that run doesn't score. He puts it upon himself. It looked like he was sent. Even if he wasn't, he put it upon himself and said, I got this. I'm going to extend this game, and he did exactly that with pretty much no contest with it. So for next inning, release will have the top of the lineup due up. The Longhorns still need to put up 2 more runs to extend the game past the 5th. The delivery. Unable to be scooped, but still low. Schneider will set and now deliver. This is low. 4 Ks today from him. Harrington, Pekansky, Harrington again, and Driscoll the 4. He has struck out. Or correction, it's 5 actually. No. Correction is 5. There we go. Just missing the zone. A good pitch. In the on-deck circle, we'll have another pinch hitter for the Longhorns. Chop to the left side of the infield. Skipped up by Ward. Throw across diamond is in time to Zarko to retire the side, but not before Andon Bender single-handedly extend the game into the 5th with an inside the park home run. End of 4 in Hudson. It's a 12-1 release lead. top of the 5th here in Hudson for the 2024 Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League Tournament in the 16U age group. It's a semifinal clash. Release leading this one 12-1 over the Longhorns. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Once again, stay tuned after this game as we'll have the championship game of the tournament. The winner of this game as of right now, if the result holds, will be released baseball. And they will take on NMC Wrighton Ball. The leadoff base hit for Caleb Mercurio, who is now 3 for 4. Mercurio's on a nice job, even in center field, to make some plays. And with the leadoff man aboard, it now goes to Brevin Ward. Brevin Ward is the only player on release that has hit today without a hit. He has reached base, though, so every player on this team has reached at least once. Gets past Driscoll, a wild pitch will give Mercurio second base. Once again, the run rule is 12 runs after 4, which was avoided courtesy of Andon Bender's inside the park home run. 10 after 5, 8 after 6. The pitch. And as all, we have a new pitcher. It appears on for the Longhorns. It is Jacob Garcia to pitch. This will be the third pitcher of the afternoon for the Longhorns. Garcia checking over his shoulder, will deliver. Ground ball just goes off his glove, goes up the gut. It's a base hit. He'll take a turn and look over at 3, but Mercurio will retreat. 2 base hits in a row for release, and now everyone has officially joined the hit parade. It's very rare in a baseball game that you can say all of your guys, top to bottom, have a base hit, but release did just that. If the offenses for both teams play the way they did in both games, we might see 20-plus runs in a championship game. We might have a slugfest on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. And now up steps Cole Kramer. 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 singles, a double, 2 stolen bags, and a partridge in a pear tree for him today. He has had an excellent game in the box. Kramer, even earlier in the tournament, had a double, a couple of doubles, including some RBIs. So he's had an excellent tournament run. It's into the parking lot and no cars. As I said in Holy Names baseball season, we're averaging around a car hit per game. Knock on wood, the average is going down, but almost lost our camera in the first game. Brady Eckert's foul ball almost clipping it. That's why you have insurance on your camera. The pitch. Swing and a miss, gets past Driscoll. The runner will break. Mercurio is safe at home. Reads the down angle and now gives release a 13-1 lead. I've said it constantly this year, last year, anytime I've called baseball. Coaches preach to read the down angle, and there it is once again. Zarco awaits in the on-deck circle. Garcia will set, checks over that back shoulder with the runner still at second base. In time called. But 2 home runs in this game, 1 quote-unquote Little League, nothing Little League about it, and then the 1 over the left center field fence. The delivery. Right in the zone, it freezes Kramer for out number 1. Garcia's first K of the afternoon takes down Kramer for the first time. And from one player who hadn't been retired during his at-bat to another, Jack Zarco steps in for his 4th cut. The homer, hit by pitch, and a walk. The pitch. Thought about it, but leaves it. A little bit outside, so it'll be a 1-0 count. But Zarco, an excellent game. A couple nice picks. Even a stolen bag to his name. Still a runner waiting on second base. Zarco looking to repeat what he did in the first. He'll step out. The pitch would have probably been a strike as well, given where it was. Now we're around an hour and 15 minutes away from the start of the championship game, which will still most likely start a little bit early. The pitch from Garcia. This is outside and up. But like I said earlier, Canton Hoover, a lot of presence in this tournament. That team is poised to win a state championship. All those guys play like they do right now for the Vikings. They're going to be a dangerous team to play next year. Off the bat, to the right side, it might be playable, and just goes off the dugout roof. As well as myself going to Mount Union next year, be around a half an hour away from Canton Hoover, so possibility to go see the likes of Zarco play. It's an intriguing prospect. Garcia will take a second and come set. The pitch. Off the bat and into the backstop. Zarco still battling in the box, and the on-deck circle is Andrew Holcomb. And as well, still pretty much every player, I believe, in the Diamond League is back with their team following the high school season coming to a close. There's still some games as the state championships are this weekend in Akron. Some exciting matchups in the semifinals and potentially in the finals. This time it's skied out of play and most likely into the football field. It at least hit a building or some pavement near it. But as well, this is a newer facility of Hudson's. It's a beautiful facility. Even looking at the softball side of things, just a beautiful complex here at Hudson High School. Runs inside, pop left side, it's playable, and into the dugout. One of his teammates almost had the snag bare hand, but just couldn't come down with it in the dugout. Lucky for him, this is not banana ball. Garcia still looking for out number 2 to help progress throughout the jam. Comes set, now the delivery. Misses outside this time around. That should make it a full count now. 3-2 on the power hitter Zarco. No action in the bullpen, full release, so it looks like Harrison Schneider will see out the rest of the game, unless something drastic happens in the home half of the 5th. The payoff pitch goes behind him. Going on over to third is Brevin Ward. That's the second walk in a row from Jack Zarco, who through 4 at-bats is 1 for 1. And now here comes Andrew Holcomb, 2 for 3, an RBI, a stolen bag. Pretty solid day for him, and as well, a great game behind the dish. Garcia will come set. Now the pitch. In the zone, nothing in 1 count. For the Longhorns in the home half of the 5th, Dante Valley, Jacob Garcia, and Connor Welling, the 3 tasked with extending this game to the 6th. The delivery. It's popped up and will go out of play behind the home dugout and the technical home side of things. No 2 count now. Holcomb looking to move along the runners. It's a 13-1 ball game as of right now. Garcia deals. Runs inside on him, almost hits the corner. But still, even though the game might be out of reach, Garcia is still doing his best to vary up pitches. At this point, ignore the score. Go out there and try and perfect your craft, and that's exactly what he's doing. And that's what the Longhorns really want him to do and need him to do. Just misses off the plate now, so now it's a 2-2 count. But Garcia walked a couple of times, had a base hit, and 2 RBIs and 2 stolen bags in the 11-1 win over NMC earlier on in the tournament. But in a league built on tournaments, each tournament is just a learning experience. You're not going to win every tournament. That's not how this league is built. You're built to win a couple tournaments. If you can, oh, it hits him in the head. And Holcomb, unfazed, will go to first. You can tell he's a catcher by the way he just took the hard 90 and went on over to first. So now we go to Aaron Favre. Base hit, fly out, and reaching on an error. But still, a hard 90 gives first base to Holcomb. Still only one away. Finds the corner, nothing in one count. A 13-1 ball game. As of right now, the Longhorns would need to plate 3 to keep the game alive. The pitch from Garcia. Off the side of the bat and into the parking lot. Here comes a windup and now the pitch. Gonna miss low and outside this time around. NMC Wright-and-Ball has gone to warm up for the championship game. That game will probably start a little bit early right now, 7:22, maybe around 8:15 start time. Just misses the corner. Another nice thing about this tournament, we have the same umpires for all 3 games. So once this game's over, you can put the clock up for the next game and almost be ready to go. Pitch from Garcia, swing and a miss, cuts on one outside, and that's out number 2. So 2 Ks on the afternoon for Garcia. The only 2 outs he has recorded, and the base is still loaded for release. Now sees Carter Lucan step up for his 4th cuts, 2 walks, and a double with an RBI added on top of it. Here comes Garcia's first offering to Lucan's. Gonna miss up and out. And there's gonna be some potential action in the bullpen for the Longhorns. As you can see, Dante Valley along with Grayson Bischoff jogging to the dugout along with some other reserves. So you potentially could see some changes. This is up and out once again. If you're released, how long this inning has gone, it might not be a bad idea just to go and give Schneider a couple warm-up pitches off to the side to keep him warm. It's been a good almost 20 minutes since he's last seen the mound. You know, some games with rain delays, among many things, you get to the point where you don't have your pitcher on the mound for a good hour or so. That could be something the Longhorns take advantage of in the home half of the inning. Driscoll keeps it in front of him, the back pick. Once again, we'll thank our sponsor, Tim Lally Chevrolet, for sponsoring this tournament, the 19th year of this tournament. A great way to start off the Diamond League season. Garcia still looking for out number 3. Will deal. Misses off the plate, and he'll walk home a run. It's an RBI walk for Carter Lukens to give release a 14-1 lead. Now here comes Nick Morin, an RBI single his last time up, and 2 ground outs. So 2 RBIs, 2 ground outs, and a base hit to his name thus far. Here comes the pitch from Garcia. It's popped up to the right side. This could end the inning. Williams gets underneath it, sees it into the glove, uses 2 hands, and retires the side. But not before release can add some insurance runs to their tally. Middle of 5 here in Hudson. Release leads it 14-1. we will have a pinch hitter here to begin the home half of the 5th. Clayton McCulso, the junior from Massillon Jackson, steps in for his first cut in place of Dante Valley as the designated hitter. The Longhorns need a plate for this inning to keep their hopes alive. Foul ball to the right side. It's a 0-1 count to begin this at bat. After McCulso, it goes to Garcia, then Welling. The pitch. Misses off the plate. That will even it up at 1-1. I like the move, though, by the Longhorns, using the players they have available to them to try and keep this game going. There's no harm in getting a guy in at bat in a tournament semifinal. In the zone now, a 1-2 count. If anything, it really helps just to see this kind of pitching. Schneider looking for K, number 6. He gets it. An excellent job getting McCulso to freeze. 1 up, 1 down to begin the home half of the 5th. And now that will bring up the pitcher, Garcia. Jacob Garcia grounded out into a double play, his first time up. The pitch from Schneider. Curveball running a little bit too inside. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at bat. The pitch from Schneider this time around. In the zone, evens up at 1-1. You can name a lot of players in this game, player of the game. You can go on one hand, Harrison Schneider, the starting pitcher, had an excellent game. On the other hand, you can go to Jack Zarko, who had the home run. On the third hand, you can go to Cole Kramer, 3 for 4 on the afternoon. I feel like your players of the game here, we're going to go with 2. Cole Kramer, Jack Zarko, we're going to go with 3. We're going to give all 3 of them. Cole Kramer, Jack Zarko, and Harrison Schneider, your 3 players of the game. All of equal importance. The home run, a catalyst for the rest of the game. Kramer got the game going with the RBI and had 2 more hits to follow it. And in the end, Schneider, you're only as strong as your starting pitching. You can put 10 runs up in a game, but if you give up 11, you're not ending the game with a win. On the other hand, if you score 1 run and your pitcher allows nothing, you win the game. Chop foul behind. But we look to have a great championship game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be NMC Reitenball, who in that game they'll be known as NMC, just to keep things simple. The last game was 2 NMC programs. They will take on Release. It's going to be a great game here at 8:30. That'll be a walk here for Garcia with 1 away to give some life to the Longhorns on the base path. And now Connor Welling, the third baseman, steps up for his second cuts. Last time in the box, a double that started things for the Longhorns. Just weren't able to get the job done in the end. A double would go a long way for this team to potentially extend this game to the 6th inning. The pitch. Foul to the backstop, a 1 count. It might not be a quote-unquote conventional win, but I feel like right now if you're the Longhorns, getting this game to the 6th inning is a win right now. And then after that, if you get to the 7th, just keep extending the game as long as you can. Earlier this year, St. V's versus Boardman, a great example of that. It was almost a 10-run game by the 3rd inning. But Youngstown Boardman, they didn't back down. They ended up extending the game into the 7th inning. A bunt gets down, but foul. The hit and run was on. You had to get it down. He did just that. It goes foul, but nonetheless, it gets the job done. It makes sure your runner still has a chance to move across the base path and not get thrown out. Aiden Driscoll awaits in the on-deck circle for the Longhorns. Schneider looking for his 7th K of the afternoon. Throws on back, no tag. Schneider takes a second, comes set, checking over that shoulder. Runner goes inside. The throwdown is not in time. It's a stolen bag, but a K nonetheless. The 7th one on Schneider. Initially looked inside, but nonetheless, we're down to the Longhorns' final out of the tournament. And it rests now on Aiden Driscoll. A runner in scoring position, 2 away. If Release gets the out, they advance to the championship game right here, right now. The pitch from Schneider. Misses low. It's a 1-0 count. Driscoll in his first at-bat struck out swinging. 12 combined strikeouts for the teams. 5 from the Longhorns and 7 from Schneider. The pitch. Right center field it goes. This could do it. Instead, it falls in for a base hit. Nice bit of hitting from Driscoll. They send the runner. There's no play at the plate. The play at 2 is in time. Release advances to the 2024 Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League Tournament Final and will take on NMC as they take down the Longhorns 14-2. An excellent game from start to finish for the Longhorns. The run will count in the end, so it's an RBI single for Driscoll, but nonetheless an excellent throw. So both games end on an extracurricular play. The first one was a throwback to 2 from the catcher Eckert. The second one ends on a throw from right field courtesy of Logan Brown. We have an exciting championship game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. NMC Right and Ball won 8-2 earlier. Will take on Release, who won 14-2 over the Longhorns. They'll be live here on the SmeeSports YouTube page. To stay up to date on all the Diamond League action, follow the Diamond League on Twitter. To stay up to date on all of my media, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube page and put on push notifications to be notified when we go live or upload. Our goal is to get to 250 subscribers by the end of the calendar year. But that will do it for Game 2 in Hudson. Stay tuned for Game 3. It's going to be a great one. Have a good rest of your afternoon, everyone, and we'll see you back here at 8:30 for the exciting conclusion of the 2024 Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League Tournament in the 16U age group.